Whity show. Whity show.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time to shake your head? Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going down.
Binary Domain story plays out kind of like a Japanese take on Terminator, and honestly, that's not really a bad thing. We have our main character Dan and his group who are on a mission to take in this crazy scientist named Amada. But the problem is, we gotta go in just as a group, taking on tons of this security and these robots, and I'm talking about like robots like gorilla robots and transforming looking robots, just to get to this one guy. Along the way, you learn about these hollow children who are basically Terminator type guys. They look human, but they are completely robotic. And the crazy part though is that they don't even know that they're robots, making for some pretty interesting twists throughout the story. The gameplay mostly focuses on commanding your units to take out robots while blasting them away yourself. Similar to most third-person shooters, you'll hide behind cover and shoot them, mostly in the face, but that won't actually kill them. I'll get to that later. Also, you'll be using grenades every once in a while using your own special force-like move with your main weapon. You can also talk to your teammates and either make them happy, in which they will help you more in the end, or actually change story events, or you'll piss them off and they might just shoot you in the ass in battle, or just not listen to you and also change the ending of the story. Overall, it's mixing it up, similar to Mass Effect trying to do different genres in one, but does the game actually come completely together in the end? Well, we're going to find out right now.
And then time for the main event. You ready to party? What's with you, man? Like I said, we're just getting started here.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time to shake your head? Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Okay, so we're going to hit up the good first because, well, everybody wants to know what's good about it, right? Right off the bat, the game has a crazy premise, and that's good. Having these Terminator-like machines is a real threat because blasting away at their legs or arms or so on will only slow them down. Even shooting their heads won't kill them, making them a threat. And honestly, that's more fun to take down, in my opinion, than just shooting a guy in the face and he dying. Also, upgrading your weapons is very cool, giving it better range, firepower, more ammo, and so on. What's even cooler though is having your teammates react in battle. If you wipe out an enemy a certain way, they might impress your teammate and they'll like you more. Or you can speak to them and they might be happy with what you're saying and they'll listen to your orders more. Interesting idea. That kind of works sometimes. I'll get more to that later. The shooting feels tight enough. That's right, you heard what I said, yeah. The cover works well enough. The weapons all feel different, which is a good thing. And the teammates, for the most part, will shoot at things sometimes, but don't expect them to help much. Has some great set pieces along the way and some huge epic boss battles.
Oh no!
Damn it! Look out!
Dan, here! Hurry! Dan!
So this is sounding so good, it just can't go wrong at this point, can it? Well, let's hit up the bad. First off, the bosses can take way too long to kill at times. I'm talking about 20-minute bosses easily that are more repetitive and annoying to fight than actually fun. On top of that, the teammates do basically nothing when fighting them, so they can be really annoying in battle just standing there doing nothing. I also found that while it's cool to make teammates like you more or less, it seems really limited. Most times you go to talk to them, they only give you 3 options, mostly saying yes, no, or hell yeah, or hell no. And that just sucks, because Dan seems interesting in the cutscenes, so it would be cool if when you say yes or no, that it would accompany him with an actual cutscene, because he seems pretty cool to get to know. Kind of like how Shepard is when you get a whole cutscene when you say something. You just don't get that here. I also found that the level design is lacking at points. Some cool design are mostly overshadowed by boring looking corridors through 80% of the game. I mean, really, with such great graphics, we have just another game of white rooms and steel bars and just really boring shit. The ugly can come down to one thing that truly annoyed me. The teammates can really be useless. Sometimes telling them to heal you takes a full 45 seconds before they do anything. On top of that, telling them to cover you is just a waste. They don't cover shit. You are still going to get shot at. The commands seem to work fine sometimes, but other times the teammates just do what they want, and it's kind of fucking annoying, to be honest.
Waits for no man that ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
And here is the verdict. Now, you might be like, wow, he sounded kind of like he didn't like it. And I'm sorry if that's how I sounded. I actually had a good amount of fun with this game, which lasted around 8 hours. It had a fun and interesting story, it had good graphics, good gunplay, and a cool idea talking to teammates and such and making them like you. But at the same time, it felt like everything in those categories could have just been better, if you know what I mean. Better ending, better level design, better gunplay, and more epic things, and just better talking options. You know, get to know these characters more, give them options, not just yes and no. Honestly though, I still had fun and fully recommend shooting fans or sci-fi fans to check this out. It's a rent and worth checking out if you want to kill some Terminator looking motherfuckers.
Seen a lot of good soldiers taken out like that. Now, you were saying about our guns?
Nah, I figure we owe you one now. So I've changed my mind.
Well, how about that?